rock and roll. And again, we appreciate everybody taking time. So again, we're going to talk to you for about 30 some odd minutes, walk you through our company, our platform. This presentation is 100% designed for our guests. Our representatives bring their guests to these meetings to get a look at what we're doing, decide if they want to join us. We'll open up the chat bar when we're done for questions from our guests in the chat bar. Okay. So Charles, whenever you're ready, we can rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll, sir.
Let's rock and roll. All right, people. Hello. If you're just tuning in, my name is Bobby Smith. I'm field president with Powur. We have some very special guests on. You'll meet them in a few moments. Our mission tonight is to walk you through our platform. We are blessed to be the fastest growing solar company in the United States, if not the world. And remember, if you're a guest tuning in, again, this is here for you. There's no debate about who we are or where we're going. Inc. magazine just ranked us 61 out of 32 million companies in the United States of America. We've broken 2 records for raising capital. We are on track to do $300 million in revenue this year. We are pre-IPO. Our clients are all the biggest solar companies, finance companies, manufacturers in the world. We have about 600 sales representatives paying to join our platform every month. So one might call that a hot hand, right? But we are humbled and blessed as a public benefit corporation to be able to lead the world to a greener pathway. We are seeing evidence of the damage to our planet even this week as the combined challenges of we got fires raging again, we've got record heat. We're so early in the summer. Besides the fact of energy prices, gasoline prices just going through the roof. They're not going down anytime soon. Electricity rates aren't going down anytime soon. So we want to do something to help people in this economy save money. We want to provide a career path for people who want to make money. And most of all, as a public benefit corporation, we want to have an impact and create a better, cleaner future for our children and for theirs. If it's not good for the world, we simply won't do it. Okay. So we thank you for being here tonight. I have the privilege of introducing our first speaker, our primary speaker, Mr. Charles Thompson. I didn't know anything about solar. I flew out to California. Somebody asked me to come out there and met with 5 guys on the top of a clothing store. And now Charles often speaks from $1 million media center like CNN that we built in Southern California. I come from the medical industry and direct sales industry. Charles Thompson is an energy professional, has spent well over a decade building, running, owning some of the largest energy companies in the United States. I am 100% corporate. Charles is 100% a field leader in our company, earning an income that most people can't even dream of, really, whether he works or not, because of the organization that he's built. But he still outworks just about everybody. I go toe-to-toe with him. I try and stay toe-to-toe with him. I know Charles is a best friend. I know a guy I didn't know before. I know him as a dad. I know him as a husband. I know him as a guy that everybody in Powur looks up to, and I get a chance to learn from him every day. So while I try and help build this organization, Charles is building the largest team in the world in solar and is a liaison to our corporate team. So pretty much everything we run by, we get Charles to take a look at it, make sure we're heading down the right path. So with that, I'll give you our field leader, my dear friend, Mr. Charles Thompson. Charles.
Thank you, Bobby. Yep. 8 years ago, just down the road, I met you at a coffee shop, and it changed my life. It's just been an amazing ride, and you've been an incredible mentor to me and to thousands and thousands of others. And Bobby doesn't necessarily, talk about himself that much, but he is the top recruiter in this company. He has a lot of other responsibilities as the field president, but I think we tallied it up that it's averaging 1 person per day that Bobby refers to the platform, and he can't build an organization because he's corporate. So he helps people in the field by his amazing talent. So Bobby, you're loved, respected, and it's an honor working with you, sir. So thank you. Now with that, let's talk about what we're going to cover tonight. We're going to get into a few topics, who we are as a company. You heard a little bit from Bobby, the model that we have that is changing the industry rapidly, and a few things that we'll share with you that are new, that are really starting to turn the industry upside down. The solutions that we have for you as a seller and that we have for homeowners. And then if you like what you hear, we'll walk you through the process of getting enrolled into the Powur platform. This is a platform. Powur is not a solar company. Powur is not a manufacturer. Powur is not a lender. Powur is a platform that gives us as sellers access to all the best of the best. And it's a software platform. It's truly what it is. But the concept of Powur goes back to 2011. And it's really a cool story when you get an opportunity to hear from the CEO and founder of the company and his dear friend and mine now, who went with him to the rainforest and how this all evolved. So we'll start with that video. It's a short video, and then I'll come back and fill in a couple of gaps. We're going to watch one more video, and then we're going to recap what you've heard, and we'll introduce a very special guest. So stand by.
From the beginning, Powur has always been about how do we solve the biggest challenges facing our planet, and how do we help people create a rewarding, abundant, meaningful income and livelihood through participating. And the reason why that's at the heart of our company is because that's what I needed. That's what I was searching for.
Have fun, my friends. We'll see ya.
I get a call from Jim Bunch, and he says, hey, I'm going to the Amazon rainforest with the Pachamama Alliance. I think you should come down here with us. And I'm just like, sure, I'll just up and go to the Amazon rainforest next week. Not many people are going to say yes to that invitation, but I felt that I had to be there. I knew I was at a turning point in my life. I was looking for something more.
We are trudging through the rainforest right now. We have two guides, Ashwar guides, who are completely native. Their culture has been living in this forest for thousands of years. They just made contact with the outside world only to really form an alliance to protect this rainforest from oil companies and mining companies and companies that literally will come in and just turn all of this into a desert. There they are. Keep your wings down there.
But it was during one of the initiations that I had the vision for Powur.
The journey continues, my friends. It continues.
In the middle of the Amazon, there's drumming and singing and chanting and all this going on, and I hear this voice say, you are meant to go back and start the first crowdsourcing platform for solar energy. It was clear as day. And that's when I knew. I knew what my life purpose was. From that point forward, I knew what I had to do. It was a vision that literally came from that forest.
Being in the rainforest, there are many lessons that Jonathan and I got down there that we brought back to the company. And I remember for myself, one of the things that was crystal clear was how connected everything is. And what we do makes a huge impact. When you hire and you recruit and you train and deploy people based on what they value most, you create a synergy that's incredible. When you align those values with a clear mission and a clear vision, you create synergy.
The vision of Powur is to accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy worldwide. Our mission, and I want you to take this in, because when you join us, this is going to become your mission too, and I want it to be real for you, and I want you to be excited about it. Our mission is to build the largest clean energy platform on planet Earth. And the way that we're going to do that is through decentralization. It's not about having one giant utility or one giant company anymore. It's really about creating platforms that empower the crowd to participate in everything. And the way that we're going to install millions of solar panels on homes every year as one community, as one company, as one platform, is through a crowdsourced model. If we build a platform that allows the crowd to do it, that allows the entire ecosystem of solar to participate, then we can reach the kind of scale that at Powur we dream about, that we're focused on, and that we are going to achieve. And this is your invitation to join us.
I like to keep that slide up there because the context of that is this industry, solar industry, has been around for 65 or so years, primarily commercial, military, industrial. And about 15 years ago, it moved into the residential sector where costs were much, much higher back then. And the industry just didn't make a lot of sense to people relative to saving money. But the reason that the industry took so long to get where it was is it was broken. And if you think about the fact that it's been around that many years, is only 3% of the population that are eligible for solar have solar, because people have approached it in an entirely different manner than what Powur has done. There's another model out there called Redline. What you're going to hear about is exactly what Buckminster said. To change things, don't try to fight the existing reality. Build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. And the old model, in my opinion, the Redline, is an obsolete model. It's outdated, and we are creating true disruption because of it. And it's actually very simple. And you hear companies say that you're the salesperson, you're the most important person in the company, but that's actually the culture of Powur. Powur believes that the individual seller, and now our organization sellers, are solving the biggest challenge that we face in an industry. And we deserve the greatest benefit for doing that. And that challenge is getting in front of a homeowner to educate them and enroll them in a better way of getting their power. And what's that? It's led Powur to begin Bobby mentioned it, number 61 of over 35 million companies around the world, fastest growing company, the fastest growing residential solar company in the United States of America, 100% carbon neutral. So any pollution that's created by anything that's manufactured is offset by Powur's investment. They're balancing purpose with profitability as a B corporation. And they have zero struggles with regard to the inventory that is really starting to hit this industry hard today. Solar companies are joining this platform because they can get access to equipment that they can't get otherwise. Think about that. By completely creating a new model, you're able to create that kind of benefit. I say disrupt. Disrupt is always it can be a positive word. And in this case, it absolutely is. And how it was done is through the economic model, which is what this video will overview for each of you. Then I'll come back and fill in some gaps. Let me go ahead and play that.
When we started Powur, we were looking at all of the ways that we could really help solve the challenges inside of solar. And it became super clear to us really quickly that the challenge that needs to be solved in solar energy today is customer acquisition. We've got the technologies. We have all the tools. We have the workforce. We could be installing as much solar energy as you can imagine right now. What's missing is the customer adoption. It's the societal adoption. And that's why we built the first model in the world to pay the people who solve the biggest challenge in solar the most. And that's you.
Your decision to be part of the future of solar and renewable energy really comes down to a choice of two pathways: an outdated get a job, work for a company model where you go to work for a solar company. Maybe you might even receive some leads that are often sold to multiple companies. The commissions are often equivalent to solar minimum wage. There is little chance for personal or professional growth, and there are often geographical boundaries. There's nothing scalable about the technology, and nothing to secure your personal or economic future. It's a job, plain and simple. That simply doesn't work or make sense in today's world, not in the new and thriving platform economy of today.
We live in the age of platforms. Uber did not become the largest ride-sharing company on earth because they went out and they bought millions of taxis and hired millions of drivers. They created a platform that allowed anyone to share a ride with anyone else through their app, and they crowdsourced it. Real estate, the old way was you walk into Prudential, there's an agent there paying $500 a month for their desk or whatever it is, and that's how real estate was done, right? The new way is EXP. It's a totally virtual brokerage platform that allows any real estate agent to sign up and offer real estate anywhere in the world that EXP operates in with the biggest commissions. And they became the fastest growing real estate company in the world. Let's look at the old way of doing solar and the new way of doing solar with the Powur model. The old way was you went to work for a solar company. So you basically had a job or you worked for a dealer somewhere and you earn money in one way and one way only when you sell. And fundamentally, you are a local or regional construction company of some kind. That's the old way. Now let's look at the Powur way. We have a cloud-based virtual platform that allows you to work from anywhere and sell solar to anywhere as long as you have access to your iPhone, right? You get 4 different methods for earning. You have the biggest commissions in the industry instead of the littlest, because the majority of revenue gets shared with you through this platform-based model. You have 3 other ways to earn: passive, mentorship, and equity. You have a scalable technology platform, so everything's under one roof. And we're decentralizing and crowdsourcing the fulfillment and the customer acquisition, so we don't have the barriers to scale that the predecessors had in the past.
If you're looking at solar, you may not be aware of how incredible this opportunity is. There are 130 million homes that are plugged into what we know as the dirty energy grid. 90 million of those homes are eligible for solar, and at this point, a little over 3.5 million have actually made the transition to solar. So you're looking at a virtually untapped industry as we know it today. So let's talk about what's happening in the industry itself. What's driving it is the homeowner can go solar with absolutely nothing out of pocket, 0 out of pocket. They increase the value of their home by 4 to 6%. And they are going to lock in the cost of their energy, so they never have to worry about the rising cost of energy again from the energy that we're producing from their panels. There has never been a product or service in my career that I could say does that much good, creates so much impact, and makes you great income at the same time. And how we make income is by having access to something called cost of goods.
So if you are a solar sales professional at literally any other solar company in the world except for Powur, this is how it works for you. You get a price to go sell solar at, call it your red line. And your company might say, okay, you know, this is your price and anything you sell over here, you get to keep. And then the company, you don't have any idea what their margins are, by the way, but the company gets to keep everything underneath that price, and you get to keep whatever is over that price. And that's how every single solar company in the world works, except for Powur. Powur is the only company in the world that offers a transparent cost of goods business model. What this means is that we give you, as a selling price, the actual cost of goods to install that system. Whatever it costs, we look at the labor, we look at the construction, we look at the equipment, we look at the permit fees, just the fixed cost of goods to install that system. That is your selling price. So when you sell a project with Powur, you get the cost of goods as your selling price, and then whatever the profit is, you keep 70% and Powur keeps 30%.
You compare that to the traditional company who would pay $2,000 to $3,000. Powur pays over $7,000 on average, and that is over double what most traditional companies pay. You can sell in all of the states in which we have coverage, and all of that is managed for you through the back office in Powur. They also handle the accounting, all of the operations, everything that's necessary, and then pay you for every single deal, every single day.
My team provides all the support you need to present your solar proposals and get your documents signed easier than any other solution in the industry. The Powur solution makes it so simple to get a proposal. Within minutes of entering a lead into our system, you have a dynamic proposal back, all under one platform. The proposal allows you to control how many panels go on your customer's home, change equipment, control their energy offset, adjust your commission, margin, any adders required for the job. Plus, you get to qualify all of your customers for financing and issue them final loan docs to sign within minutes. You have a dedicated sales support team to assist you in signing every customer. And once your customers are signed, you have a dedicated project manager to assist you and your customer along every step of the way, all the way to installation. I've worked at so many of the biggest solar companies in the industry for the past decade, and I swear I've never seen a platform like Powur where it's easy to sell, you get paid as much as you do, and we're here to support you every step of the way.
This is your chance to join the most disruptive platform that has entered into the solar industry in over a decade and really participate and reap the rewards. Join us. This is the time.
It's always fun to come in after seeing me at the end of the video, but this is the time, seriously. And the reason it is because everything you just heard in that video, but then I'm going to overlay a little bit more information for you. And most importantly is you look at the first numbers that we talk about. We talk about revenue share. We talk about split of 70-30. Here's how it breaks down. 70-30 is full transparency. So if you had a typical deal, which has about $10,000 in margin, Powur displays the cost to you. You go sell it and you create what that margin spread is. You keep 70% of that. So on a $10,000 standard margin, it's a $7,000 commission. And you're still giving the homeowner most likely the best deal they're going to get from any other solar company because there's not a whole lot of people in the middle taking a portion of that revenue like Redline models have. Every other model out there has one type of income. This is what it is. One type of income. I believe it's the highest in the industry, but then you can add to that 3 more types of income. So we've got our cost of goods, 70-30 split, full transparency, no markup on any of the equipment, no markup on any of the fees for financing, etc. From there, you also have a second opportunity for income through our mentorship program. And the beauty of this is initially for you, it helps you get certified to sell solar within the Powur platform. If you're already selling solar, you're going to work with the mentor on one project to set you up for success. If you're not already certified in selling solar, then you're required to have 3 with a mentor. So you're earning while you're learning. You're 50-50 commission split. And the beauty of that is any company you went to, if you could get access to the top people, we've got 400 mentors on our platform. Usually you use the person who referred you, but you can choose anybody, whether it be ethnicity, whether it be location, whether it be in person or virtual. You have access to the best of the best in the industry. And then you can turn that into a form of income by becoming a mentor, by going through the process, learning how to mentor others in the platform, coaching and training, and you get what I believe are the best quality leads that are produced in this industry. Bobby mentioned about 600 people a month coming into the Powur platform. They're looking for mentorship. That's income stream number 2. Income stream number 3 comes in the form of revenue share. And this is definitely unique to the Powur platform, the first of its type. So if we understand that there's a 70% split that's going to the seller, Powur doesn't keep all of the 30%. They actually allocate half of that back into a revenue share program. And a revenue share means rather than Powur going out and hiring a whole bunch of executives and providing them with benefits and cars, et cetera, they empower people like us to build a team or an organization, whatever you desire. And there's no requirement to do that, but I don't know who wouldn't want to just refer somebody to use a platform when they can earn on average $600 per install that person that they referred generates. So if you've ever heard the term passive income, that's what revenue share drives, is called passive income. And there are many who are 6-figure passive income, and 7-figure passive income has become the new milestone this year, with a few who have been able to just be around for 2 years. With this platform, with these different types of income, you can find your freedom in 3 years or less, whatever your definition of freedom is. And when I say that, I mean financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and they all lead to inner freedom. That's available. And the revenue share is a big, big part of that. Imagine there's a day that you can go where you don't even have to sell. You sell because you want to sell. You don't have to sell to make money. So I mentioned in my portion of the video that Powur pays you every single day. They do. They pay you Monday through Sunday
for any milestone payments on anything that you have sold and got either to the milestone 1 or to install. They pay you weekly for revenue share. So every Friday is revenue share day. And soon you're going to hear about something that's going to be a special bonus that's going to come out on a monthly basis. So we get paid daily, get paid weekly, and get paid monthly. No company out there doing anything like that. And then the long term for all of us, the big picture is really becoming an owner in the Powur platform. On your first install, you're going to receive 25 stock options for having done what Powur asks all of us to do and pays us very well to do, sell solar, right? That's how we make our money, is selling solar. Putting glass on the roof is the term that we use. You refer somebody who also gets their first install, they will receive 25 options. You will receive 12 options for having referred them. And if you hit some minimum performance goals in your first 2 calendar years, you have the option of getting additional 25 installs, 250 options, 50 installs, 1,250 options. And then you have the ability to purchase them when Powur goes public at a very discounted rate. Last time I saw our valuation on our stock options, they were right around $10. And there are people who've been around that have them as low as 10 cents. So just think about this, growing and growing and growing. And as Powur goes public, who really knows what the value is going to be, but who knew what was going to happen in coins and all of that. But think about it. Powur's been around 8 years. They've evolved in different phases as a company. They've changed in industry. They are profitable, the only scaling national residential solar company that is profitable. And they just introduced a game-changing additional part of the platform called Enterprise for organizations, for businesses. So you have all of us, 6,000 of us who are individual sellers. Now businesses are partnering with Powur, install companies, roofing companies, HVAC companies, et cetera, et cetera. What is that going to do to the value of the stock when Powur does go public? I'll leave it to you. And I can say that, and it really wouldn't make any difference if we didn't have what was necessary for you to succeed. One of the most recent things that we just rolled out was called the virtual site survey. That virtual site survey is you take 8 to 10 photos, you upload them in an app, and once they're in the app, then it goes right into our design team, and we get paid within 48 hours of those videos being up or photos being uploaded within 48 hours. So the fastest payouts in the industry. And they pay that first milestone, they call it milestone 1. It's 40% of whatever the commission due is, capped at $2,000 currently. So you want to make fast money, you literally can start today. You can put your first project in tomorrow, get the deal closed and virtual site survey by Friday and be paid probably on Sunday or Monday. So if you're wondering how fast, how long it takes to ramp up, just that one tool is an example of what we have in the platform for rapid payments that come out. The training is world-class. We have an onboarding system that's going to take you probably 2 to 3 hours to complete. And once you've done that, you can participate optionally in live coaching, lead generation coaching, door-to-door. I mean, there's 600 hours of video that you can refer to, and then a knowledge base that has virtually everything that we've learned over the last 8 years, like keyword search, you can pull it up. And then you have your team, the support team that is there, your leadership line to provide training for you as well. There's many team training, and pretty much all of our leaders open up their training sessions to anybody because we are a community. Powur has built an incredible culture that really allows for cross-pollination in the sense that we work to support each other in this community. And then events. Bobby talked about the studio that we oftentimes get a chance to go participate in. That's some shots from what it looks like. It's, CNN style type of studio. And that's where we do our monthly immersive events for 4-hour training sessions. That's where we do periodic special events that we conduct. And coming up in July 14th, 15th, and 16th is a national convention in Dallas, Texas that you'll want to learn about once you become part of the Powur platform. It is going to be a rocket ship thereafter. There's going to be announcements that are, they call them lightning strikes. Lightning strike is an industry changing announcement. And last time I counted, I think there were 6 of them. And the last time that we did major moves was 3. So we're doubling down over and above that.
This is the footprint that you can sell in. Powur actually decided to scale back some of its growth to really dial in the markets that make the most sense. And there's some rethinking constantly going around. What is best for the growth of this company and the right markets for the homeowners? And opening up soon is Massachusetts, and Puerto Rico is second on the list. And there's actually movements in New York, but that might take a while. And Ohio looks like it's going to be back on track to be opening up in early to mid Q3. That's really the markets that matter today. There's others that we will open up as the energy costs continue to increase and solar makes it a more viable decision. So with that, my portion is about to come to an end. I'll recap with the things that I covered in the video and my overlay, and that's the 70-30 cost of goods, the split that you get. That's full transparency. No company out there will show you invoices. Powur shows you every detail to the penny. The ability to work with a mentor and then become a mentor as a form of income, the revenue sharing, very unique to Powur, and equity ownership. And in any company, you're going to have a cost of running your company. I owned my own solar company. Just for solar proposal tools, I was paying a couple $100 a month for my license to have it. Then each of my sales reps, I was paying $50 to $100 depending upon the volume that they had. And in some models, there was a cost per proposal that was designed. Then there's overhead, there's insurance, there's this, there's that, there's business licenses. With Powur, you have none of that. Powur provides you with the proposal tools. They do all of your designs for you and give you what's called a dynamic proposal tool. The cost of that is between $25 and $30, depending upon how quick it had to be turned around. Costs you nothing. It's part of your licensing. Powur is a platform. So we each get an individual license. We onboard for $99, and then we pay $49 per month for the technology. Powur turns around and reinvests that technology money to continue to improve. And I don't even know how many designers we're up to now. I mean, it's in the double digits, then some, that are making this platform do things that none of us could have possibly anticipated that it would do. You have an optional $35 a month virtual training platform that we do about a 4-hour training event the first Wednesday of each month. And then we do weekly live coaching calls. That's all part of that optional program. I highly recommend it, particularly if you haven't been in solar. It will really step up your knowledge level. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor back over here to Mr. Bobby Smith and stop my screen share. Before I do, I would just say, get any final questions you need answered. We can answer a few questions at the end here today for our guests only. And then after that, get them answered by whoever referred you here. Get their enrollment link. That's how that revenue share component kicks in. Jump on board and be part of what I believe is the most exciting run this industry has ever seen. Bobby, I'll refer back to you, sir.
Yes, brilliantly done. We have a contest going on too. Do we have a slide? Maybe we could show it at the very end.
I'll get that for the very end. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Charles. We've got a very special guest here tonight, so we want to get right into that. Mike Rosenfeld. Mike, you out there?
Yeah, what's up, Bobby? How you doing?
Where you at, brother? What's happening, man? So thank you for being on, Mike. We appreciate you having you here.
Happy to be here.
So who we're speaking to out here, the guests out there. So Mike has come onto our platform and just become one of our favorite folks out there, just always doing the right thing and leading by example. And we appreciate that. Mike, maybe you could take a minute and just share with our guests, maybe just a little bit about your story. Take a moment, where it came from and what led you to Powur, because a lot of folks out here are trying to make a decision. It's just for them.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks, Bobby. So my quickly on my story, I had an e-commerce business for about 15 years. So nothing related to solar, nothing related to sales. I don't like to say I should have left 5 years before I did, because I wouldn't be here today, but those last 5 years were really rough. My daughter had just been born, so I was trying to hang on to the business and, got my family in a little bit of a financial situation. I decided to walk away around December 2019. And, we all know what happened 3 months after that. The pandemic hit. There wasn't much going on. And as far as work, I was doing a lot of odd jobs just to kind of, put food on the table, but was not paying the bills. And then I found Powur in September of 2020. decided to go all in December 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, that's a hell of a journey. A lot of folks, these are unusual times. I think they say there's 10 million people out here that have decided in the United States, around the world, that they don't want to go back to what they were doing. So pre-COVID. So maybe you can share with people, Mike, what was your original experience? You hadn't been in solar, it was new to you, or new company, maybe what's that like in the beginning?
Yes, I think in the beginning, I always tell people that I bring on is really hit your warm market, do all the training, get with a good mentor. I think I might have been a little stubborn and really wanted to learn it all myself. And I probably lost a few deals that way. So really get with your mentor and trust the system. It's been a great ride. And like I said, I was looking during that time, 2020, I was looking for options and what to do. And I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. No disrespect if you are. But I just, I can work 20 hours a day as long as I get to decide the 4 hours I get to take off. I also needed to get out of this hole and also, fulfill the things that I want to fulfill in life and show my daughter the world and do these other things. And this platform is allowing me to do that. It's allowing me to climb out and then exceed what I need to do.
Like, how important, you got kids, how important is what we stand for, renewable energy, the future, what we're about? How important was that in your decision?
That was 100%. I looked at other sales positions and I just walked right away. I've always been a fan of renewables and solar, and that was the decision maker. And then I saw, I got invited to a Powur meeting and saw that's really what Powur is about. It's not a money thing. It's not, there's great money to be made, but that's not it.
Yeah.
They're really supporting the environment, what we're doing here.
And I think too, Mike, I think it's important to the guests that are looking in here tonight, what a company, what do they stand for? We make mistakes, right? We're in the construction business.
Yes.
Shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Things happen, we're growing, we're scaling, we're going down a pathway no one's ever been before. So, we have to try things and test them. What would you say to people that, just about, how Powur handles adversity and grows and shifts and all those things?
It's almost like, we scale and then we figure out how that worked. And it's really, we've come such a long way since I've been here for a year and a half. It's a whole different game now, and it's just getting better and better. But like you said, it's construction, it's a platform, it's a website, it's all kinds of things going on here, and Powur's just figuring it out.
Yeah, all of us together, thanks to people like you. In closing, if you're speaking to the guests out there tonight, what would your closing thoughts for them be as they're making a decision, part-time, full-time, career path, what, how this might work for them?
I think, 3 things. Obviously, get with who invited you here. Sign up, get with a mentor, and just follow the steps. No matter if that's going to be 1 hour a day, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, whatever you want to do, just get started. And also, like I said, work your warm market. So my first deal, I called everyone I knew. My brothers both had solar. First person I texted was my brother, and he said, call your cousin right now, because he called me to see who put solar on my roof. That was my first deal. He referred his brother, who referred his father-in-law, who referred, we're installing on his daughter tomorrow.
Wow.
You just got to just hit your warm market, get outside your comfort zone. So like I said, I was in e-commerce. Before that, I was a chef and I was an accountant back, in college. I never did sales. I never was in front of people. And right away, I joined networking groups just to learn how to force myself how to be in front of people.
Well, your story is inspiring, and you are inspiring to us, and we're so grateful to have you on the platform and a part of our culture and everything that we do. So thanks for stopping in with us tonight. We appreciate everything you're doing, man.
Thanks, Bobby. Much appreciated.
Peace. I'll answer a question while Charles, I know he's grabbing that slide for the contest if he can. Somebody asked what the recommendation if you're in a state where we're not there yet. We had an event last Monday night, I think. We had one of our top earners on from the beach of Mexico, and one of them was in Africa. You can build this business remotely all over the United States, much less all over the world. So again, you'd have to get a little creative. Who do you know as a potential customer in the markets that we're in? And then there's so many strategies with Indeed and LinkedIn and Facebook and all the ways to, if you're building a team, to reach out to people in other states. The world's gotten a lot smaller. So you just build like everyone on this platform has done. Remember, we weren't in a lot of these markets. They got in early. They believed in it. They built something, and then I live in Maryland. We just opened up our market a couple months ago. So, it's just kind of how it works. Charles, let me flip it back to you for a minute. Do you want to talk a little bit about this contest? How you feeling about this one?
I'll be happy to, sir. And Mike, great story. It's awesome seeing your journey and the great successes that you've achieved. It's phenomenal. Congrats, my man. So sometimes people say, well, why do I have to spend money to be in power? Because it's not a job. It's a business. But here's the thing. We're going to show you a way that you can earn that money back very, very quickly. And not only that, pay for 7 months of your licensing fees after recouping that investment. And by that time, that gives you a total of about 8 months in running that you should be able to be seeing consistent daily and weekly payments coming out. So it works like this. As a new seller, you join and you complete your tier 1 training. That's that 2-hour training course. Do that by July 10th. Submit 5 qualified leads that are tagged to and accepted by a tier 3 seller that Mike was just talking about before July 10th. So now's the time to get rocking. That's 5 that are accepted by a mentor. What that does is that gets you a $500 bonus. That covers your enrollment, that covers your onboarding, that covers 7 months of your licensing fees, gives you time to ramp up. And then if you want to start referring people at the same time, that could lead you to another part of the contest that is for referring. And that gets you the opportunity to potentially come into San Diego and spend time with the executive team, get on a dinner cruise with Jonathan Budd. I'm imagining that's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And then there's going to be weekly payouts and bonuses that we will announce them week by week. So if you're concerned about the 148, it might be a question of maybe asking, what have you been doing and why you would be concerned? But if you are concerned, here's a way to earn it back and pay for the next 7 months. Bobby?
Yeah, I shared the other week. I got invited to a dinner 7 years ago out in California with Jonathan Budd, and it reshaped my life. I suggest that you. I want to get invited to that. I'm working on that one. Also, that $500 plays your airfare if you book early to our national convention in Dallas. So that's where the rubber hits the road. I'm hoping every single person is in Dallas, Texas, because that is going to be a life-changing event. So let's see. Do we have any other questions in here, Charles, from our guests that you would like to address? Let's go. We do residential at this time. We're a residential solar company. We do not do commercial at this time. The juice is just not worth the squeeze.
Yep.
Reverse meeting, get same thing, residential only. Again, I would share this again. If you're a guest here and you have a question, throw it in the chat bar. Charles will light it up in a moment. But folks, remember, they laughed at Amazon. Look what happened. They laughed at Uber. Look what happened. They laughed at crypto. Look what happened. They laughed at Facebook. Look what happened. The reality is, we talk about this every week, and whoever asked, we do these every Monday night, and then we do some other events, and a lot of teams have their own. There was one Sunday night with as many people as we have on the night with just one organization. Remember, we have 6,000 reps in multiple languages doing their own events like this. This is one that Charles and I do from the corporate perspective. Again, folks, I always we are in Illinois and very excited about that market, looking for leadership there. And Missouri, not at this time. Colorado is a great market for us. Very excited about that. Look, again, folks, I say this to every single person that looks at our platform. Nothing fancy. Draw a circle around your life. Maybe you thought it would happen, maybe you wouldn't, but communication is now Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter. And if you look at travel, it's now Airbnb. Transportation is Uber and Lyft. EXP is now the 3rd largest real estate company in the United States of America. Amazon owns the retail space. It's over. You want to own a store in a mall, or would you rather have stock in Amazon? So if you draw a circle around your life and everything has shifted to a platform economy, and it's just the beginning, right? And that is exasperated or added to by the world we're living in today. Then why would anybody want to be in a traditional solar model or get a job when they can be a part of the future of renewable energy, which is undoubtedly online? Additionally to that, remember, we're not a solar company, as Charles said, we're a platform. And our platform, we're excited to be offering batteries. We're excited to launch energy efficient air conditioning, HVAC. We're looking forward to battery chargers, electric chargers in the garage. We hope to be offering electric cars on our platform. So every company is going to want to be on our platform that's in the renewable energy space. We're the fastest growing solar company on the planet. It just makes sense. And the more we sell, the more our cost of goods go down, the more money you make, the higher the electric rates are going because of the economy. It makes solar an undeniable, position. And remember, there's no debate about solar. It's not a sale, it's an IQ test, as Charles would say. It's math. It's not debatable. Your electric costs are here. We're going to save you money. You're going to get a federal tax credit, sometimes additional state and energy credits. It's simply math. There's no debate. And that's even if you put aside the fact of dirty energy versus clean energy. Okay. Charles, what do we got in the chat bar?
A couple in here. So Melissa, your question, June 1st was the date set up. So anybody who signed up from June 1st, then and up to July 10th is eligible for that special promotion. Obviously, if you're doing that type of activity, you're going to get milestone payments on conversion. So that's we're just trying to help new people get started, let them know how simple this process is, create that duplication. Battery backup stations, yes, we have battery backups and soon introducing another battery backup solution. Can't tell you the exact date, but July's coming. Lots of stuff coming in July that's going to help. Matt, I see your hand up there, but we don't take verbal questions. It makes it hard for audio. So if you can type your question, I'll be happy to take that.
Can you get a date with Jonathan? I don't know. You'd have to talk to Jonathan.
Yes. No, Melissa, yes, for that, you're eligible. Everybody in the company is eligible for the referral reward program. Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So take that date up. Does it?
Yes. HVAC, clean energy efficient, is hopefully our next product launch in Florida. I think was going to be the target for that. We're just waiting to do it properly.
Powur will move to complete home services. Anything that is appropriate that's touching a home, we're moving in that direction. But we've got to make sure we stay focused. Sometimes they say, stay in your lane. We are a single family residential company. We will add additional layers of revenue to the top, but we'll stay true to our course. We're a single family residential company and do it pretty well.
Yeah. Again, folks, we sold the deal to my pool company owner the other day, and it was a very simple conversation because at the beginning of this season, he sold me an energy efficient pool pump, $400 state rebate. No, so $1,200 for the pump, $400 rebate from the state. And in 1 year, you recover the money. It wasn't a decision. It was an IQ test. Do I want to have a cleaner pump and save money, or do I want to keep paying more to Baltimore Gas and Electric? Bobby, do you mentor sellers in Maryland if needed? No, I'm on the corporate side. So again, the only thing that I do is, I have a lot of corporate responsibilities, but I help people build their organizations. My job is to find and develop talent in cities, states, provinces, and build organizations in those states. We are
Bobby did get a solar contract last week, just so you know. So he does sell solar as well, but he leverages the mentor platform, which you'll have access to, Dwight. Plenty of in-person or virtual mentors that will assist you on that. A couple of questions. Who's installing the system? I love that question because what the homeowner is actually telling you is, who's going to be on my roof? Am I protected? Am I safe? And the answer is Powur is going to be the one installing your system because we are the general contractor. Yes, we partner with local labor partners who do the actual installation work, but they work under our insurance and bonding. You actually get a double layer of protection because all of our installers who are part of our partner network are vetted very, very stringently. And then they get that protection that we require of them plus Powur. So Powur is the one that is responsible for all of the work.
So let's answer a couple of these. So Mike is telling me that people are asking him about the National Convention. The National Convention in July, that we'll do a Thursday night broadcast meeting like this, Charles and I, and probably Mr. Bud or whoever on stage. So Thursday night will be for a lot of people will be bringing guests from Dallas, but we'll broadcast it around the United States as well. And then Friday and Saturday, we're going to teach and train. You're going to meet the owners and executives of the biggest solar companies in the world and find out why they all are partners of ours, why they are investing, why the biggest names in the world in solar are joining our board of directors and investing heavily in our company. So, and we're going to do things that we can't talk about, only because we like to blow people's minds. Anything from board breaking ceremonies to candle lighting ceremonies that gets us kicked out of hotels or threaten. We're going to do some really cool stuff. We always believe in the mind and the body and the spirit. So we're going to do some stuff to raise everyone's conscience and have some fun and do all that good stuff. We are hoping to be in Massachusetts. We're waiting for an announcement any day. So we just want to do it right. There are people building in Connecticut right now as we speak. I'm not sure what that question was about the Northeast or Germany or what that meant. We are in Mass. We are in Naples. New England's great. We're excited about that. Master electrician. Now I will start my own business. I'm sorry, Charles.
Nice. So Massachusetts is basically East Germany. Too funny. And Sam, yeah, definitely get back with the person who referred you. Enterprise Pro. They'll walk you through where to get that video to understand how to become an install partner and run your deals through the same platform and be guaranteed that you get those deals. It's a great program.
Yep, that's the newest growth area of our company. Get with the person who invited you. Is there a hotel that's offering convention prices online? You will see all of the options for hotel choices, I believe, Charles, in the greater Dallas area. So, and your team can help you with that. But again, if you're in Powur, if you're on here tonight as one of our current sellers, we used to have a saying in one of my direct sales companies that if you're not at the convention, you're just not in the business. Some people might have family things they can't get out of, who knows, a wedding, whatever it may be. Shit happens. We get that. But at the end of the day, if you can be there and you're not there, you're just not in the game. It's that simple. You just got to be there. And if a lot of our really aggressive builders are building into Texas right now because it's a one-time shot. And remember, we are the largest now solar company in the great state of Texas. So pretty cool. We got anything else, Charles? What else we got?
No, sir. I say it's a wrap.
It is a wrap. So folks, again, we appreciate you being on. Thanks again. Special guest to Mike, everything you stand for in our company. We applaud everything about who you are and what you do and how you carry yourself. And
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Charles. Really.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Mike.
great job, man. To all of our members, we appreciate you. We thank you for everything you do every day, helping us be the fastest growing solar company in the world. And to our guests, don't complicate it. Charles might say, look at the donut. Don't look for the hole. There's always room to grow. You can always get better. Amazon makes mistakes. Facebook's in court. Stuff happens. But, you can't be 61 out of 32 million companies in the United States if you're not doing something right. So be a part of the future of solar renewable energy. We'd love to have you be a part of us. Help us build a cleaner world for our children and for theirs. With that, good night. God bless. Go Warriors. Sorry, Charles.
No apology necessary.